Hello viewers! In this video I'm going to show you how to use the Accordion stack in Platform. Accordion is a convenient stack which helps you to separate and make available different kinds of content depending on the viewer's decision. Alright, let's get started and enjoy the video. Okay, let's dive right in, and as you can see, I have already created a new RapidWeaver project and I've put the platform setting stacks into it, a one column stack where I have set the size to 10 and the offset to 1, so that our accordion stack, which I've put in there, sits right in the middle. And of course, here is our accordion stack. Looking at the settings, there's nothing unfamiliar here at the top. Everything is like with all standard stacks. However, we have a few individual settings for the accordion stack here at the bottom. We are going to talk about these in a minute. However, I would like to explain quickly how the accordion stack is set up. We have our main accordion stack, which works like a container, and then we have accordion item stacks. By default, if you drop the accordion stack onto your page, there are always 3 accordion item stacks. However, you can add as many as you like by pressing that plus button here, or you can also reduce it to as many as you need. But going below 2 doesn't make real sense. So let's go back to our 3, which we had before, which is enough for our little exercise which we're going to do here. All right, let's go back to the accordion main stack and have a look at its individual settings. First of all, we have the border radius, which is per default set to 4 pixels, so that we have a small rounding here at the corners. However, we can also set this to a much larger value so that it is much more rounded, as you can, for example, see here where I'm pointing the cursor at the lower right corner. Let's go back to 4 pixels. And of course, we have a drop shadow, which you can enable. So I'm just giving you a little example here. We're gonna set the X value to 0, then the Y value to 20, the blur to 10, and the spread to -10. As well as we are going to set the shadow color to 10, so that we can see something. And now let's hop over to preview. And as you can see, there is nothing to see. What we saw before was a test of mine. However, what we have to do is we have to set the padding around our accordion stack to a value which allows the shadow to be displayed. And once I've increased the padding, as you can see, the accordion shadow is visible. All right, let's go back to edit mode. And here I'm going to now select our accordion items. Let's have a look at the settings. First of all, we have one which is only applicable to edit mode, and this is the open checkbox, which means that if this is active, the accordion item will be open and we can see what's inside it. Let me just, for this example, drop a title in here, a title in there, and a title in here. And if we select our first accordion item and I toggle the open option, you see that if it's not active in edit mode, it will be closed, so that we have a little bit more space available here. Okay, this has no effect on publish or preview. Okay, let's have a look at the next options. First of all, we have the header size. We have 4 options: default, small, medium, and large. Large, for example, looks like this. And now we are going to look at the more interesting options, these 3 checkboxes here. Let's have a look at the last one first. How odd. However, this is the easiest one of them. This toggles the toggle button. As you see, it is switching this marker off, which indicates whether our accordion item can be opened or closed. Let's quickly hop over into preview mode so that this is a little bit more visible to you what I'm doing here. Now let's look at our is active button. Let's turn the toggle first on. And now let's look at is active. This means the item is open as soon as the web page renders. If it's deactivated, the item is closed, and we can open and close them all manually. Okay, next up, and for that we have to go back to edit mode, we have the toggle option. For this to work properly, we have to enable toggle on all items in our accordion container. And how this is going to work, I will show you now in preview mode. So now I have toggle enabled on all accordion items. And if I open this one and click on the next one, the first one will close. If I click on the last one, the second one will close. The same applies if I do that in no particular order. Okay? Now, if I want to have an option to close an open item with one click, I can do that as well. And this is what the new option, which showed up once I enabled the toggle mode, is for. Close open item. So the first item, and this is the one where I have enabled this option, becomes a close tabs switch basically. So what can we do with this? If I have the second one open, for example, and I click on the top one, this item will close. If I open the second one in this case, because we only have 2 active items now, I can close it just with a click on the top. One more thing. Now that this first accordion item has become this close bar, button, whatever, we can freely change this, this text by just double clicking on it. So it's just a little trick. Okay. This works, of course, in conjunction with is active as well, just not the close open item, because then we can't activate that. However, I can do toggle with is active as well. Okay, what happens if I set all items to is active, like this way? This one is. What happens then? The last one actually wins. So just be careful the way you use these options in conjunction with each other. Now, as you can see, we also have a last option, which is concerning the color. Like right now it is on default, and this is that dark gray, but you can use all kinds of colors which come with the framework, just the way it is prefab. So let's just set, for example, set this to info, and accordingly you have this blue element. Just one word about this. It will also, if you use the standard colors, give the element container, basically, where we put in our title stack in this case, also a slight bluish tint. And accordingly, if we set this, for example, to success, which will make it green, we have the strong green here and a slight green in the header element. Okay. You can color, of course, each accordion item element in a different color, like I'm showing here. And you can also go and set a custom color scheme. Just like this one, for example, where you can also influence the color of the header text. You can influence the header background itself and the background of the item contents. You also see that there is a custom dark mode thing going on, but this is completely experimental still, but it shows you that I'm busy experimenting with the dark mode switch for the platform pages. Don't rely on this, don't use it in production yet, just stick with the normal custom colors if you want them. Alright, this brings us to the end of this video, and I hope it was informative for you. If this is the case, please leave me a like, maybe even subscribe to my channel, and see you the next time. Thanks for watching, bye bye.